It's Week 12 of the National Football League.
And we're going to see Travis Etienne.
He'll be a focal point of his offense this week.
It's the Commanders
and the Vikings.
Next on Madden NFL 25.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today.
They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And got his man, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Vikings need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year.
Extra point attempt to come here. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field.
And they will be let out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
The numbers for Pitts in that game a week ago.
11 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
That one caught downfield by Watson.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown. Terry McLaurin, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Commanders are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or two. Slot man moves right. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 4th down, out is the punter Cameron Johnston to boot it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. He'll drop to throw. He'll complete this one to Watson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34. Back to the ground with Etienne. Good footwork at the 30. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they'll send the tight end in motion. 2nd and 5. And that'll be incomplete.
Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on third down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They'll look to throw here on first down. Finds his tight end Oliver here outright. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's second down. 7-7, our score after 1.
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. 2nd and 5 from the 8, as they've got it as we resume action.
They'll look to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
In motion, the tight end. Back to throw again. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown.
And Washington has taken the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Right back to Njoku.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that is incomplete. And the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. And the Washington offense going back to work.
Now, their last two drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
That big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. And he lost the football. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense.
And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
This short pass into the hands of Njoku. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing. And that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3. Just get the ball right to the receiver.
Is the hitch route. Tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here.
And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You may also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
That is caught. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 28.
A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. This is caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Jones.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings.
A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit. found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together. Now a play fake here on first down. He'll drop this one off with Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. He'll get this off to Etienne. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Second and 13. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll throw now on the final play. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, and they've reached halftime with the score 17-10. Josh Downs, a touchdown catch in that first half. From there, we're off to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Rashee Rice, a touchdown reception. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. Davis Mills getting the job done again as the win moves his guys to a terrific 9-2 on the year. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. Looking to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big pickup of 38.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10.
They'll run with ETN.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on first and goal. He'll look to throw. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Travis Etienne, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 21-14. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
On 3rd down, they'll try and pick it up with a counter. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop it right where it all started. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Commanders' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
They go play action here on 1st down. He finds Watson. It's caught. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards, the final tally.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender. Yeah,
well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A gain of 3, second down. On play action, they'll throw.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
They have certainly looked his way in this third quarter. Another catch, and it's good for a first down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
That one caught downfield by Watson. And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. Christian Watson.
32 yards.
And the Commanders will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Vikings offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
And he will have a Vikings first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at Commanders Field.
It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. They'll look to throw again.
Complete to Addison on the out route.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. This offense so far on third down, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This will be 3rd and 5.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Deron Payne, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find him, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? They'll look to throw here on first down. 20, 10. Nifty move. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 41 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Vikings have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Throwing right, and that's complete.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. They'll set up to throw. Short throw caught by the tight end, Oliver. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. They'll drop to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So that, Charles, obviously just a game changer here this 4th quarter, and they're an extra point away from stealing the lead.
And stealing is the absolute right word for it, because that'll wake up your sideline, won't it, partner?
Well, there's still time remaining, but boy, I mean, you think about it, you go from an offense with a lead in the ball trying to salt things away to a completely different scenario now after the return for a score.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. And they have have to try and move past that pick six because now they're dealing with a fourth quarter deficit, and they need this drive to end in points. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Another tote for Etienne. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Back to throw here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. He'll look to throw.
He'll get this complete to Sennett, the tight end.
And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Back to throw again.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. Now 1st and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Travis Etienne
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Commanders answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 5. A little over 80 ticks to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn into a big game.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Over the middle and complete to Addison.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Back to throw. He's going to air one out.
That is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Well, this crowd doing their best to make a lot of racket. It's 3rd and 5.
He's back to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They'll try and throw for it.
That is intercepted.
I know there's some time on the clock, but I still think you kick the extra point there and don't go for 2 and go for the win in that spot.
Yeah, time or no time, why not just take the 1 and even the score?
And then that way, no matter what, at least you know what you're dealing with now. It's a whole different strategy. You got to decide whether you're going to onside kick or just try and play defense and get the ball back.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. To the right side and caught by Sinnott.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
All 3 timeouts remain. How much that'll matter remains to be seen. It's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
He'll look to throw. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts.
That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long. Handoff running left is Etienne.
And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And this one is right down the middle. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So they tried to ice him there, but it's fair to say it did not have the intended effect.
And I've known kickers that take it as an affront. And there he says, you think you're going to rattle me? Think again.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
A fun, close ball game comes to an end On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Commanders,
they pick up win number 7 on the year, and they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on It's the NFL on EA Sports. And this one features Chigoziem Okonkwo, who's third in the league in catches this season and ready for more this week. It's the Titans and the Jags, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate, Scott, Brock here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep, the other looking for some revenge. For sure.
What do they say about familiarity?
It breeds something.
These teams don't like each other. They can fight, they can say all the right things, but they might ultimately do it. But the fact is, you know your division foes better than you know.
Weather's starting to get a bit colder, but playoff hopes burning bright as ever for most of our teams as we get underway here in Week 12. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
3 touchdowns, Kate, is a great week for him. But less so when every one of them was matched by an interception. Those turnovers were a part of why they ended up on the losing side of that game. Ball security, what you know he's worked on all week long, will be on the forefront of his mind.
And this one doesn't go far. Second down now, 7 to go. With the gun, Daniels. He's got Khalil Shakir. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Jaguar first down. snap to Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be blocked down after reaching the 43.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and well, they got one of them to move that time. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Play fake here. Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board, and the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
That's caught for the first. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Cam Little to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Jaguars ready to send this downfield, and away it goes. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on a return at the 27. So the Titans ready for their opening drive of the game. And bringing them out someone this defense is really going to have to keep an eye on, this mobile QB.
Hey, it wasn't a banner game you had last week, stuff in the stat sheet, but still one that falls squarely into the good territory. Had a couple touchdowns to make up for the one interception, and his effort was enough to be one of the pillars in their win, and certainly some momentum to build on today.
Short pass brought in, and he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket and get even more aggressive and take.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Hey, God bless the Ted Washingtons, Casey Hamptons, Vince Wilforks, all them run stuffers back in the day. But the D-tackles of today not only have to stuff the run, they have to eat up the pass, too. And that D-tackle just got it done.
And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Jaguars football. Second drive coming up for the Jacksonville offense. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early, and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them. Like turn them against their own team. Quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, you can start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
First and 10 now from the 30. Daniels now. Gets it to him on the screen. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there. That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable. It creates space to take that shot down the field.
And he's officially in the enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. From the gun, it's Daniels. Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars take a 13-0 lead. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
On his Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars drive out to an early 14-0 lead. The Jaguars ready to send this downfield, and away it goes. Here's Parker Washington with the return. Finds some space, he's past the 30. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. The Titans and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And they've been willing to both call runs for him and let him ad-lib as he sees fit. He's top 5 for rushing yards by a quarterback this season. First carry here for Tony Pollard. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now looking to throw. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
1 quarter down in this all-AFC South contest. It's a 2-score game early. More from Nissan Stadium coming up after the break. We're ready to go with the 2nd quarter, and it's Titans football. They have 2nd and pretty long here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Pass play coming here. Finds a seam down the middle. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And he's going to be out of bounds right around the 20.
Similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Okonkwo brings it in. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. They're throwing it. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. Look at this inside the 10 to the 9. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. Still sticking with the passing game. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But How about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no.
He got it! Interception! Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
That's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Now the Jaguars getting set to go. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, well, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
And he'll find the space he needs to get this up to the 25-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Daniels. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Daniels now against the blitz. Pocket isn't holding out there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through and back them up ahead of 4th down.
Did this defense ever need that or what? Just a step in some kind of right direction. Hopefully now they can build on that sack and claw their way back from this pretty slow start.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And the Titans will get set to take over. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. It's taken in by Washington. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Brought to a halt by Deontay Banks.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Again on 2nd to Pollard. And he's only going to take this forward to about the 38. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Here's a throw. He has the first over the middle. Taken down until he reaches that 45-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Exploit them here on this run.
1st and 10, looking to throw. That throw finds Okonkwo. And out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He's got a man left. He pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Play good for 17 and a 1st down. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at Nashville. It's the Titans looking at 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They'll throw it again. He's got it near the 10. And they get this down to the 10 before going down. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He's on the move. And he'll score. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans make it a 1-score game before halftime. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith. You could just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. That's big time to get a touchdown out of it
Heading from the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They motion the tight end over. On 1st down, here's Daniels. Hauled in by Rice. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Jump off cover is back. And he's stopped. Now we wait to hear what this flag is all about. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. Now Daniels to throw. Looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And it just keeps coming, Kate. It just keeps coming. This defense relentless in this first half. 3rd time. Now this quarterback's got to pick himself off the turf. When they get in that locker room at halftime, it's going to be a quick one. I think the whole message is going to be, how do we protect our quarterback? Because if you can't do that, this offense can't get started.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. It's another rushing play. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Jacksonville in punt formation. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. So it's halftime, and the visiting Jaguars have played themselves to a nice little lead thus far. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And a touchdown separating these two as they've gone to halftime. Josh Downs, a touchdown catch in that first half. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Skylar Thompson, strong as usual in the victory as his guys run their record now to 7-3. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. Davis Mills getting the job done again as the win moves his guys to a terrific 9-2 on the year. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Washington now to return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So to begin the 3rd, it'll be the Titans offense we see first. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half, too, as they chase this lead. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise, you deliver, and that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Another try following the sack. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Third and long for him here. Chased out to it. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
Here's what I know. I know this one, Kate, from personal experience. After this one's over, QB, well, he's going to spend some time in that cold tub because he's spending so much time on the ground, taking a beating today. This offensive line, this offense has got to find a way to protect the passer.
No return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession. The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, first and 10. They put a receiver in motion right. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. Second and 6 coming up here. Daniels back to throw. Hits him on the out route. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That was Harold Landry making the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you've got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the first down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Kevin Byard comes up with it. And the Titans are going to have it after his second interception of the season. Well, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception.
We know that no lead in the NFL is safe. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. How many of these games so often come down to one possession in the end? With a half of football left, you just can't give away too many gifts and too many possessions.
Good starting field position for the Titans. They've got it, first and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Finds him over the middle. And he takes it across midfield and into Jaguars territory. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. Throwing off the play fake here. Cut out left. And they get there to take him down. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first. Motioning Washington right. Throwing now on first down. Complete right side to Washington. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
I think one of my favorite adjectives, I don't know why, it just sounds good off the lips, is shred. Shredding paper, shredding the slopes, or dude shredding a defense just like that.
First down from the red zone. Flushed out of the puck. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And they'll try to build on that big stop.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still second down.
They've got 2nd and goal now from the 5 after that helpful penalty. They'll try and throw it here. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Can't you just know as a quarterback there's situations where you're going to gain the trust of the play caller or quickly lose it? And when you take back-to-back sacks, you've lost the trust of your coordinator. And now on 3rd down, well, you better do all you can to regain it.
Pass it down close.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs.
I love aggressive defenses, and a blitz on 4th down's a gutsy call, but it can work against the pass, or in that case, against the run. Good luck running for the sticks when you've got a whole defense crashing the line of scrimmage off the snap.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. They come in on a little 2-game skid, Brock, but in control of this one so far. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back-to-back carries here. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. There's Kenny Clark on the tackle. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up. With the gun, Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. And this one gets up to the 14-yard line before he's stopped. It's a gain of 4. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's Jaguars football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on to it for one final quarter. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down. On the gun, it's Daniels. They did it! He made the interception! And the Titans have some new life in the 4th.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
So now here comes the Titans on offense. They took their shot on 4th and goal, came away empty-handed, so a lot to like, Brock, but just need to find a way to punch it in this time. Pass play on 1st and 10. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied, knocked away, incomplete.
Well, that was all about the eyes. You've got to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender and make sure you know where that throw is going, and when it does, you got to react and knock it away. That is well done.
Caught by Pollard. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook. He knocked him back across the line.
And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? If they chose the wrong play off that call sheet, that time.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And that brings things a little closer here late.
Such a perfect example of a kicker just doing his job. And now it's incumbent upon that defense to give him and their offense another shot.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. They're coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Running back sent in motion. Daniels on first down. That's caught in stride by Rice. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Setting up the running back screen. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
They'll run here on first down. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to the ball again. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Man in motion, headed right. Daniels throwing on 3rd. Completes this one to Rice. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Tracking for it, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the 4th quarter when it really matters.
Washington now to return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So the Tennessee offense headed out for another series. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And he'll push forward for a small gain into the 31. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Well, it looks like the defense jumps just before the snap there. So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still 2nd down.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Running it after the penalty. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, they're not going to let anything go easy. And their fight was giving them a chance to stall things out. 3rd and short. 3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Trying to push this past the marker. And he'll get it over the 38-yard line before going down. And they do not get a desperately needed first down. He doesn't make it, and they still trail after the turnover on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Out now runs the Jaguars offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Here's a give up the middle. And And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. That's the 2-minute warning here in Nashville. Jaguars leading by 7. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They give it to him again. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time. 1:55 to go. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Another carry for it. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. Second down carry for Algier. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Handoff up the gut. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. 1 yard on the run. It's going to be 4th and 10. Cam Little now in a high-pressure spot. Made his first one. This is a little over 40. The kick by Shudak is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
The best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And when they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
Go, take it to the house.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. We'll get another look at this Tennessee offense. The turnover on downs only led to 3. Obviously better than a touchdown, but enough to rattle them a bit as they return to the field. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Finds a man right side. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, looks like the 30. 2nd and 3 now. From the 32. And he'll push this upfield and earn that new set of downs. Titans in the hurry up, trying to get this play off fast. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Titans in the hurry up, trying to get this play off fast. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. Hurry up offense now as time runs down. Looking to throw it. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or 2, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. For the Jaguars, the visitors in this one, but they take home the win. And they take not just the victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish off the sweep of their division rivals. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Jaguars as we say goodbye from Nashville.
Let's pick it up. What is this?
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the It's week 12 of the 2026 season, and we've got C.J. Stroud. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Falcons and the Bears, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Sports. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick in the 2019 draft from Oklahoma. It's Kyler Murray.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Now he's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
In motion goes the tight end.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
2nd and 7.
From the gun, Murray.
He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Well, his defense for the Falcons very strong in that victory a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Murray now.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 30. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
2nd and 10.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
He'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Third down and 10.
Here's Murray.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 13-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10.
Throwing now is Murray. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Now second and 5.
Murray now to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
His pass caught at the 4. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Bears get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
So here the Falcons now as they get set for their opening possession. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
From the 25, here's second down and 8. Throwing now is Stroud.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a first and 10 at the 38. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Stroud off the play fake.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. They'll send the tight end in motion left.
Stroud sets up the play action.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be fourth down. On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And it'll be first and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory.
The Bears offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat, not just with the arm, but with the wheels as well. NFL's leader amongst quarterbacks in terms of rushing touchdowns.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now second and 4 from the 31.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 4. As they've got it as we resume action. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down. And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Now Murray off play action. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. 2nd down and 3. Now a toss here, short side. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. To throw is Murray. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 44. The Bears on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. They get the sack on the blitz, but it was 3rd and inches. Are you surprised like I am they weren't running the football there?
I'm right there with you. I would have thought at worst. Quarterback sneak, try and pick up the first down and move on. But instead, I think they thought they could catch him by surprise and maybe hit something deep.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Stroud working out of the gun. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Stroud to throw it. That is caught. And a loose football. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you've probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Falcons first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. And Stroud now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Smith. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Second down and 4. Again, it's Stroud. It gets this complete to Shaheed. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 27-yard line. Stroud looking to throw. A short throw to Ingram. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Here's Stroud. Looking middle, and that's complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Now Stroud. And it's caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Smith, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Now for the point after. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. Now Murray. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 down at the 39. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Murray now. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Murray going to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To throw, it's Murray. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's Murray. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. where it was the visiting Steelers who were able to walk away with the road victory. The Steelers want to get hot at the right time, and at 7-4 now, they're right in the mix for a playoff spot. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Arizona Cardinals.
Skylar Thompson,
strong as usual in the victory as his guys run their record now to 7-3. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Justin Herbert leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
So a decent game there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
A short throw to Ingram, and he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
13 yards remaining on second down.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
So the penalty erases their earlier loss. Now it's 2nd and 8. Mixing up the middle.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Stroud.
Smith catches left side. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Bears take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away, but a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Murray now to throw.
There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Throwing now is Murray.
And again back to Kmet.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Throwing again, Murray.
There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Here's Murray. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Well, losing 8 on the sack here, and it's 2nd down.
We've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
On 2nd down, here's the option.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
A great job there by this defense. They give up the long drive, but in the end, it looks like they'll force a field goal attempt.
So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal.
It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Santos' kick is up and through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Falcons ready to take over. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Throwing now is Stroud.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. A handoff running left, Mixon. And he powers his way up past the 30. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll also be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Murray off play action. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And he comes back with one complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a 1st down. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Good work that time to get him to jump, and now here's 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. On play action, it's Murray. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9. In motion, the tight end. To throw is Murray. Flush to his right. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Kyler Murray with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game.
And the Bears will add to their 4th quarter lead. But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, it's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Stroud to throw it. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
In motion goes the tight end. Stroud working out of the gun.